Microscopes are powerful instruments that helped in the discovery of cells. In this lesson, we'll learn how cells were discovered. According to the famous scientist Charles Darwin, all living things are related. He used the metaphor, the tree of life. But how are living organisms related? All living things have one thing in common: cells. The cell is the smallest unit of life. In fact, it is the basic building block of all living organisms. The word cell was derived from the Latin word cella, which means a small room. Cells serve as rooms for small structures called organelles. These organelles are small structures found within cells. All living things, simple and complex, big and small, plants and animals, are formed by cells. But how did we come to know about cells? Many years ago, in 1665, an English scientist called Robert Hooke first discovered the cell in a thin slice of cork from an oak tree using a primitive microscope. Hence, Robert Hooke is known as the father of cells. Robert Hooke established that the cork is made up of thin components which looked similar to cellular or small rooms. Anton van Leeuwenhoek in 1674 discovered protozoa, a group of single-celled or unicellular organisms using magnifying lenses that formed the foundation for modern microscopes. Theodor Schwann and Matthias Schleiden worked on plant cells, and both scientists postulated the cell theory with the help of other scientists. Cells take up different shapes and sizes. They carry out different functions in living organisms. Cells feed, respire, grow, and carry out many other activities to sustain life. There are two major types of cells: eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells do not have a membrane-bound nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Bacteria are prokaryotes. On the other hand, eukaryotic cells have a membrane-bound nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Plants and animals have eukaryotic cells. We now know that the cell is the basic unit of life, and it is the building block of all living organisms. We've also learnt about the history of cells, and we've learnt that prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are the two main types of cells. Keep learning, guys.